Good morning, beautiful people. Have you ever been at the grocery store, you see the price of the food and you think to yourself, okay, how do I be healthy and buy food that is affordable? It is such a tough one these days. And a lot of people are going through tough times with it. So please welcome Sandi Richard. She's going to help us out with this issue. I'm so happy you brought this to us. I've seen it. I saw it a lot in the neighborhood where we used to live, and you just feel like, okay, do I help? Do I, tell this mom I can lend her a $5 to get the diapers as well as the formula? And what do you do when you're trying to eat healthy and you are trying to save money? Food's expensive.
Food is so expensive, and I was very moved. There was a woman in the grocery store, as you know, because we talked earlier. We're crisscrossing paths. I can see the look on her face. She's scared. She's got X amount of dollars. She doesn't want to be at the till, and they're going to say, put this and put this and put this back. It's humiliating. It's humiliating. So I'm going to move your water here. Yeah. I'm going to tell you number one. The number one thing that a person has to do to save money is the eat sheet.
Okay, so I'm going to show you the eat sheet, and this is basically, it's all about the planning so that you don't have to go out and buy all of the cheap prepared meals that seem to be cheap in the beginning, but in the end you're not actually getting that much for your buck.
Absolutely.
So that's how the eat sheet, you call it?
This is an eat sheet, and we've got it on cityline.ca, so you guys can get this for free. You just download it, and I really encourage the viewing audience to do what we're about to say right now.
So just so you know, because you probably can't read that, it says meats, dairy, produce, dry essentials, baking goods, helpers. So you basically have a list of every category.
That's correct. That you need. And it depends on what your store layout is. It doesn't even matter.
Oh, yeah.
Helper just means something that Grandma used to make. This is a filled-in eat sheet.
Okay.
Okay, so this is for 5 meals. I filled it in entirely, which means I didn't go to my cupboard, my pantry, or my freezer to find out what I had or did not have. I didn't do that.
Okay.
I actually just went to the recipes and sourced what I actually needed to pull that off.
Okay. So why wouldn't you go and check and see what you have?
Oh, I love that you asked me that question. And the reason is because this is what we traditionally do. Okay. We get an idea in our head and we say, these are the 5 meals we're going to make in our head, because that's what my kids will eat and that's what I can afford to do and I know how to do it. And we have an idea, and then we write a list of what we think we need to pull off those 5 meals. What do you think needs to happen to this list this week after you make that little list? Because that's your traditional list, correct?
Right. Yeah. Well, you need to throw it out, I suppose.
After you're done.
Right. Let's just get rid of that.
After you're done, you got to throw it out.
Right.
Which means our families don't do it because they have to do the work over and over and over again.
Oh, you say, so we're dealing with the same list over and over and over again, and that's a problem.
So, what you need to do is get your family involved in these 5 lines. Number 1 complaint of families is, if someone could just tell me what to have for dinner, then I'd be a lot less stressed.
Right.
Get your family involved in these 5 lines, take your time doing it, and write out in its entirety what you need. Now, this doesn't go to the grocery store, this becomes your guide. Okay, you go to the freezer. Okay, I don't need this, I don't need this.
Got it. Okay.
Tip number 2, you must shop from your freezer next.
All right.
Always shop from your freezer when you're filling in those 5 lines first. The most expensive item on your grocery list is going to be your meat and your fresh.
Right.
Okay? So you need to shop in your freezer first to free up some cash to be able to suck up some deals. That way you're never paying full price for anything ever.
And you're also using the stuff in your freezer. Like, come on. A lot of us have stuff in there from 1976.
Exactly.
You got to get in there and use it, right?
1976 at least, I know.
Yeah.
You know, the
so I want to just talk a little bit more about the planning, because it is good for saving money, but it's also good if you're a foodie. So JC, our floor director, she learned this from you. JC, you were a big fan of Sandi. She had her own show. And what did she teach you about shopping?
When I went away to college, I had gone from a house of, someone who cooked for me. I had no idea how to grocery shop. I really didn't know how to cook either. So Sandi had a fantastic show on, and she taught me how to grocery shop. And she taught me how to meal plan. And to this day, I still do it.
She does. So on Monday, she'll be like, so today we're doing lamb chops, and then tomorrow I'm doing lamb tacos. Like, she has the whole thing planned, and she loves it. So foodies love that too, the organization of it all, and your meals taste good.
Absolutely, and the key is, and I'm sure that you'll agree with me, JC, the eat sheet is the killer. It's the clincher.
Okay.
Okay, because it takes away time, because when we say meal planning, it sounds like we have to spend time. We don't want our family spending more time. We actually want to take the time away from them.
Right.
When you do that in its entirety, you never have to do that work again.
So these are a couple of the meals on the menu. We're making chicken fingers right now.
Now, I need to tell you what the price of my entire grocery list was.
What was it?
$42.
That's great.
$42 is making me 5 meals.
That's amazing.
Okay.
How many kids do you have?
And there's leftovers. That's for 4.
There's
so
4
I did
of
it
you.
for 4.
Okay.
Okay. And so here's what I've done. I've got chicken breast that is cut up. I'm going to get that out of the way. Okay. And I've got your handy dandy gloves because I always make you work. I'm sorry.
No problem.
And then what we're going to do is I've just got some cornflake crumbs that I spiced up with some pepper and a little bit of a salt-free seasoning because that's what I like.
Yeah.
I love to use
Something
wax
crunchy.
paper. Something crunchy. You can use breadcrumbs. Use whatever you have at home.
Yeah.
That's important.
Do you want me to do some work, Mama?
Yeah, I'm going to get you to start putting
Okay.
those on there for me. That's how hard it is to make chicken fingers. Why are we buying these from a box?
I know.
So when I compared the price of the chicken fingers from the box with the real chicken, okay, making your own chicken fingers not only cost you, see how easy that is when you got it on wax paper?
Yeah.
Not only cost you a few bucks less, $4 less, also what it does is you end up with extra groceries in the house.
Right.
So you ended up with more chicken fingers, they're better for you, and you ended up with the groceries. And this is what people don't understand. When you buy packaged food, you have nothing left. After you used it, it's over, it's done. There's no more groceries in the house. And so it's a vicious circle where you're buying packaged food again.
Right.
Because now you go back to make that thing again. Tacos is a prime example. Watch what I'm going to do instead of a package. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready for it.
Because the taco package, of course, makes you buy your meat anyway.
Right.
Correct?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So, a teaspoon of cumin,
Yeah.
a little bit of turmeric. I love using turmeric because it's flavorless, but it's the yellow in the curry and it's very cancer fighting. It's very good for you.
Good for you.
Little onion flakes so that there's no cutting and chopping for poor stressed out mom. 2 teaspoons of a chili powder. We're going to put a little bit of ketchup in here and we're going to put a little bit of water in here. What I love about this recipe in particular, kit or no kit, here's the deal, Tracy. You're putting that in. Mom does not want you using the stove.
Yeah.
This is going to be mixed up all together, and Mom comes in and turns on the stove. But a kid could have put that all together.
Right, because you're very big on that as well.
I'm
Get
big.
the kids to help so it's less stressful when you're actually cooking in your home rather than taking out.
And take 5. Take 5 is so key. Brown a little meat as a parent first.
Yes.
Get it in a bag and have it ready so that a kid is able to do that very easily. You're really giving them a legacy if they know how to cook.
You're giving us great information right now because there are a lot of people out there that are struggling with this very issue, and I love that we did this. Thank you, Sandi. These recipes on our website, cityline.ca.